And we're back. Thanks for tuning in again today. I want to focus on another pressing plant. It was spurred on by picking up an original pressing of Lou Reed's Transformer 1972 classic. I had the Speaker's Corner reissue, the audiophile reissue of Transformer. And I kind of, drank the Kool-Aid like a lot of other people did. When that reissue came out, people were just ranting and raving and talking about, oh, the bottom end is fantastic. But then people started to, it's interesting. There are, of course, threads about that pressing and about the album on the Steve Hoffman forums. And there's been some revisionist thinking about Transformer, and particularly, and no shade on Speaker's Corner. They do a lot of fantastic reissues. But a lot of people started to think, wait a minute, this bass has been just overly amped up and boosted, and it's impacting the overall sound of the record. So I decided to seek out, and I've been looking for an original Transformer. Let me find this. I've been focused on this for the last year. Finally found a really nice copy. And not only was it on RCA, it's a Dynaflex. And I've done videos on Dynaflex in the past. A lot of people will poo-poo a Dynaflex pressing and like, oh, this record is so flimsy. Hey man, don't sleep on on a Dynaflex pressing. I have a few in this stack today that I'm going to talk about. But I've kind of buried the lead. Today's video is going to be focused on the old RCA Hollywood pressing plant. Based in Hollywood, California, it burned down. I have a note on this, and burned down in 1976. But it opened in 1928, and part of the original building is still intact. I think it's currently vacant. I pulled up Google Maps. I'm going to show some photos. But this was part of the RCA Hollywood operation. I mean, they had recording studios there. They had offices. They had a huge pressing plant. And you will find a stamped H in the dead wax of this particular pressing of Transformer. And all of the other records I'm going to talk about today. If you didn't know, I have a series of videos now focused on different pressing plants around the country. I'm not sure if I've done any European pressing plants yet. I need to do one. There's one I'm thinking about in the UK that I'm going to do eventually. But what happens is I pull together records that I think have really, really good sound quality. They're usually, there's usually commonalities involved, like a nice wide sound stage, fantastic separation of instruments, stereo imaging, maybe some phasing going on as well. And I tell you what, this is hard to beat. The kicker here, of course, is Walk on the Wild Side. And you have the backup singers just kind of, now I've read something about this where they kind of rushed up to the mic when they were coming in on their parts. And you can actually kind of hear that in this particular record. And there's fantastic bass response on this record. It's not lacking in bass. There's punch. there is air and space that you get from all of the great original analog pressings. This is something else. It's a revelation to me. I'm gonna put the speakers corner. I'm gonna throw it up on Discogs and let someone else have it. If you only had that speakers corner pressing, and you had never heard the Dynaflex, you'd probably be really, really happy. But we all know what kind of person I am, and a lot of you are as well. The details matter. The sound matters. And, I've been accused of focusing too much, not enjoying the music. That's what this is all about. I love this record. I love the music on here. Produced by David Bowie and Mick Ronson. This is an amazing fucking record. And to have an original now, it just is really, really sweet. So that's example number one, Hollywood pressings. Known as RCA Studios Hollywood, basically known as the Hollywood pressing plant. There will be a stamped H. You'll see I'm putting up some photos as we go. I'd like to move on to example number 2 today. How about the landmark 1973 Stevie Wonder record, Intervisions? First of all, I love this cover art. And this was a gatefold. The artwork here is just otherworldly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the music is just second to none. Look at this really nice Tamla label. You will find Kendon stamped in the dead wax. They were the mastering studio on this record. Lacquers were cut there, and then it was pressed. This pressing that I have was pressed at Hollywood. You will see that little block H stamped in the dead wax. Side 1 leading off with Too High. We've got Living for the City. Track 4, Golden Lady. Next up are 2 legendary 1969 albums by Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is an original pressing. This thing, I found this for about $8 2 or 3 years ago now. Original inner sleeve. These are substantial slabs of wax. There's a deep groove in that label. H, of course, stamped in the dead wax. If you can find these original Fantasy CCR albums on Hollywood, you are going to be blown away. That is Cosmo's Factory. And I happen to have Bayou Country here as well, also on Hollywood. Another original Fantasy. This one's VG Plus, but it is very, very, very forgiving. Put this through my Hummin' Guru 2 or 3 times. Very, very satisfied. What an amazing record. Just listen to Keep On Chugglin', final track on this side. Wow. Okay, last but not least, I promised I was going to have another Dynaflex, and I could have shown more. This was really interesting. I picked this up about a month ago now. It's a 1975 repress of the 1962 Sonny Rollins classic. This is a record that he kind of came back on the scene. He took a 3-year sabbatical. Legend has it that he wanted to perfect his craft before he went and did another recording. Signed with RCA Victor in 1962, put out The Bridge. This, of course, is not the original cover. That's the only downside of this particular 1975 repress on RCA. And it's a Hollywood pressing. This thing is unbelievable. Now, I don't have a 1962 original to compare it to, but oh my God, this is just fantastic. And I'm a huge Sonny Rollins fan. What an affordable way to get a copy of this iconic album. This was all of $12 or $14. Picked it up at Driver 8 Records in Fort Collins. Yes, you've heard me talk about that shop before. But another Hollywood pressing, and you will find a little block H stamped in the dead wax, and it's a Dynaflex. That's it, another edition focused on a specific pressing plant. Yes, we can go down into the depths, into the details, and enjoy, just discovering the best format and the best possible pressings in which to listen to your favorite music. And yes, it is all about the music, but it's also all about your ears and all about enjoying the best representation of these fantastic records that you can possibly enjoy. The RCA Hollywood pressing plant, that was today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back sometime later this week, I hope. Take care.